So yesterday we had discussed a little about the Sambandha Bhashya of the Chandogya Upanishad, in which to relate the previous Karmakanda, the 2 chapters or the 7 previous Brahmanas, which are completely discussing only about the spiritual rights, the religious rights, and the Upanishads. To build up the relation between these two, he gave an introduction about the karma, its fruits. If done with meditation, you will be leading to heavens, up to Brahmaloka, the world of Brahma. Up to there you can attain, do any world in between. And if done without the meditations, the upasanas, then you go only up to the Pitraloka, the world of the males, the Pitras, starting from this Svargaloka up to Pitraloka or Chandraloka. And those people who are not at all doing karma with or without meditations, not at all doing their rights with or without meditation, those who are depending and living their life upon their personal tendencies, their own vasanas, which you call as the inherited impressions, which create the different types of annihilations, they always get downwards. Rebirth here in a lower caste, degenerated, decasted, or maybe even he'll go to animals, plants, trees, anything. It depends upon how he lived his previous life. That's called adhogati, which is full of miseries, kashta. But now he says in the next line itself, whether you do the rites with meditation or without meditation, you are not going to attain liberation. Nacha ubhayor margayor anyatra svinnapi marge atyantiki purushartha siddhi iti. Ubhayor margayor. The third one is completely dejecting. It is of no use considering those people at all. These Upanishads are not meant for such people. Therefore, he left the third one. He takes only these 2, who are better because they are following the Vedas. Ubhayor margayoha, the path of gods and the path of males. Anyatarasminnapi marge, in whichever path you go, any of these 2, you will never attain Atyantik Purushartha Siddhi. That means the highest human goal, which is called as liberation, that cannot be attained. Na Purushartha Siddhi. The Atyantik means the highest, the last, where all the knowledge, including the Shastras, culminate into oneness. That culmination is nothing but the absolute bliss that cannot be attained. Why? Because the other Upanishads were telling very clearly, Nasti akrita kritena parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanan nirvedam mayat Nasti akrita kritena. The Brahmins especially, who have got the basic qualities for Vairagya, Shama, Dama, Tidiksha and all. It is the inherent quality of a Brahmin. Only such people who have got these qualities are given birth in Brahmin family usually. But still there is, Purushartha is there. The Brahmin can become a devil also. It's not a big thing. Ravana was also a good Brahmin. But what he was, everybody knows well. So, even nowadays we are seeing most of the Brahmins are all Ravanas only. In every house there are Ravana. No karma, and at least he was doing karma. He is very great karmakandi, Ravana. Very great scholar of Shastras. An eminent astrologer, He has written Ravana Samhita on astrology. Great Brahmin fellow. But because of the Abhishap of Sanat Kumara, he was working like a devil. He was a demon. So, Nastya Krita Kritana. Once we see this world, which we are experiencing due to our own karma, Parikshalokan Karma Chitta. This what we are experiencing is due to our own karma. If somebody is hating us, it is because my karma. It is not his karma. If he is doing it unknowingly or knowingly, he does also. He will reap that fruits also. It depends upon you whether you accept it or not. You are accepting means you will think of taking revenge also. This is what happens. In one way or the other. Mental संकल्प will be doing. उसने मेरे को ऐसे किया उसका नाश हो. Mentally. Externally he may not do anything. Even that sankalpa which is done mentally, he will lose all his virtues of tapasya. Because this tapasya goes into that. In the form of revenge. Therefore, it depends if somebody is abusing them. If you think that he is abusing me, then automatically it will afflict me. Otherwise, it will not. So it depends upon the acceptance. If you accept it is for me, or if he is doing with me so, then all problems start. But if you neglect, there is no problem. So it depends upon how we are experiencing the world. Because of our own karmas, we have got birth, no doubt. And because there is birth, you will have to experience many things through sense organs, willingly or unwillingly. Whether it is good or bad, you will have to experience. Whether it is going to help you in a spiritual sadhana or not, you will have to experience. So it depends now on the sadhaka, how he takes that experience. Not only that experience of the external world, whatever happens through his body, whatever it does, knowingly or unknowingly, through the body, through the mind, through the senses, does he accept that I am the doer of this? I am the agent of this? Or does he accept as an instrument of it? It depends upon your acceptance. Some days ago I told it depends on the kartritva bhava. If you are accepting that I am the doer, then sanskaras become. The impressions start. If you say that I am not the doer, things are happening. Due to prarabdha karma, things are happening. You should give up the doership and the enjoyership. I am not the enjoyer, bhoktritva. Both lead us to I-ness and minus. I and mine. That are the cause. This way parikshalokan karma chitta. We have to see all the time, examine every experience, accept only those experiences and only those actions of yours as your own and for yourself, which will be helpful for your spiritual sadhana. The rest of the actions and experiences should be neglected. Let it happen by ourselves or through somebody towards us. This acceptance and negation and neglection is the most important role being played in this mantra. Parikshalokan karma chittan nirvedam maya. After examining, he becomes virakta. He renunciates this samsara, the world. That renunciation is caused due to the examination of all the experience and the actions of oneself, which is due to our own actions of the past births. So what the result of it is this. The decision is nastya kritah kritena. can never attain the absolute, the immortal through these things, the external worldly material. So this decision leads the person to what? Karma nirapeksham advaitat vijnanam sansaragatre hetupamardena vaktavimiti Upanishad arabhyate. That decision leads him to another great decision, that I have to practice this Advaita Vedanta, which is karma nirapeksham. Without karma, you have to give up the karmas also, the actions also. Both the worldly actions and also the Vedic actions. Whether it is as per the tradition or as per the Vedas. Both types of actions should be given up. We'll go into Anugri here a little. The karma nirapeksham advaita atmavijnanam. What will this do? Sansara gati traya hetu pumardena. Because this is going to give you that immortality, that liberation, by eradicating the cause of these three paths of groups of movements. The first path was path of gods, the second path of mains, and the third was death and birth in the same world. Jayasva Mriyasva it is called as. Birth and death cycle and the same world is the third gati. Uttarayana Marga, Dakshayana Marga, and Jayasva Mriyasva Marga, Adhogati. It says Sansara Gati Traya. Sansara means rebirth. Samyak Sarati. Punar Agachati. Iti Sansara. Rebirth. The cause for rebirth is Gati. We are moving from one loka to another loka depending upon virtues and non-virtues, sins, and coming back to this world. Sansara Gati. And that's not 1, 3. The path of God, the path of mains, and the downward path. The reason for this is Hetu. What is the Hetu? Ignorance. Hetu Pumardena. By eradicating the ignorance, which is the cause for these three types of movements and rebirth, by eradicating that Advaitat Vijnana, which is always karma nirapeksha, that has to be now elucidated, that has to be vaktavyam, that has to be told of. For that purpose only, Upanishad is being started after the karma prakarana. This is the relationship. That is why after that karma, which is krita, by which we can't get the akrita. After that karma prakarana with the 7 brahmanas, and in this brahmana also the previous 2 chapters. This is the 8th brahmana in Samaveda. After that 7 brahmanas complete karma kanda. This 8th brahmana also first 2 chapters complete karma kanda. So in all these, what has been discussed will always give you sansara gatitraya due to ignorance, which will never lead to the Paramapurushartha, this Atyantik Paramapurushartha, that is liberation, moksha. For that purpose, what has to be explained now is Advaita Atma Vijnanam. Vaktavyam iti Upanishad arabhyate. For this purpose, hence, this Upanishad, the sacred knowledge, the secret knowledge is being started. The sacred and secret, both. Because the anadhikari is being taught nowadays has caused a great disaster in this tradition itself. Many anadhikaris were listening Vedanta, They are giving up everything. They are not fit for Vedanta, but they are thinking themselves Brahman. They are not even adhikaris of Vedanta. There is Viveka nahi hai. There is no Viveka. There is no Vairagya proper. There is no Shat Sampati, no Mokshata also. There is no Viveka means the rest is not there automatically. One is gone, everything is gone. First one is gone, is gone. Because when we don't have the Viveka of our Kartavya and Akartavya, which is the basic thing for Nitya Nitya Viveka. Because Nitya Nitya Viveka will take only after the preliminary Antakarana Shuddhi is done. And preliminary Antakarana Shuddhi is done only by Nishkama Karma Yoga. And Nishkama Karma Yoga, for that you have to decide your Kartavya and Akartavya. Even for Kartavya and Akartavya Viveka, when we don't have, there is no question of preliminary Antakarana Shuddhi. When that is not there, there is no question of Nitya Nitya Viveka at all. There is no Vairagya, nothing. All is dong, Mithyachara. Nothing else. And Kartavya and Akartavya is decided only by Shastra. Tasmat Shastra Pramanante Karya Karya Vyavasthito. Gita. 16th chapter. So first, the person, whoever it is, in whichever stage he is, at that stage he has to decide what is my Kartavya and what is Akartavya. Once this is decided, and he does this through Nishkama Karma Yoga. You see, two things you have to keep in mind always. I am knowingly giving up the karma, or it is an internal tendency being forced by the knowledge itself that the karma is given up. Karma gives you up or you give up karma. That's different. Usually we are giving up. कर्म छूटना चाहिए, कर्म को छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए. छोड़ना अलग है, छूटना अलग है. We are giving up karma. That's wrong. We have, many say, have you ever done karma? What is meant by doing karma? Shastra Veda karma. To do the Shastra Veda karma, you have to, at the right age, you have to get all the sanskaras, Upanayana sanskara and everything. And a person who has never had even Upanayana sanskara, how he can think himself that he has done all the karmas and everything is gone? And they inherit themselves, infer automatically that in the past births we have done. Not necessary to do this birth. I say, okay, you infer even that. That inference is also acceptable under one condition. The condition is, if you had done your past births, your antakarana should be pure. It should be Shuddha. And if it is Shuddha, then all the Shastras should be inherited there. The Shastras will be well understood and assimilate in his internal organ. Why not? Just by hearing, everything will come out. If your antakarana is Shuddha, pure, because knowledge is nothing other than you. And from that pure knowledge is the Vedic knowledge. The pure Brahman itself is Vedas. Asya mahato bhutasya yonehe nishwasam etadya drigveda yajurveda samveda tharvangirasam. Brihadaranyaka it comes. So if your antakarana is Shuddha, all the knowledge, all the Shastra knowledge will be there on you automatically. And you will have the Viveka proper. You will have that proper Vairagya also. But once we are seeing that, you experiencing yourself, that the Shastras you are not able even to by heart, you are not able to even hear it. You don't like to hear it. You don't like to read. So what is the meaning of it? That means your antakarana is not at all Shuddha. So to infer and say he is actually cheating himself. He is cheating oneself. He is not cheating the world, but he is cheating himself. By stating that in the past we have done everything. Nothing need to be done now. So this point here he says, if कर्म निरपेक्षम अद्वैतात्मिक ज्ञानम संसार गति हेतु मध्येन वक्तव्यम. That process has to be very well explained now, by which the ignorance which is the cause of all this is demolished, destroyed. That process also should be explained. To explain that process only we are starting from the upasanas. He will tell later now. Without upasanas, that process for eradication of ignorance is impossible.
समटाइम्स ऐसा लगता है कि अब बहुत हो गया कर्म, अब मतलब पूरी तरह अध्यात्म में लगना चाहिए, मतलब और कुछ नहीं.
हाँ, नहीं वो छूट रहा है ना, ऊब गया. ऊबना उसको कहते हैं, हम जान के छोड़ नहीं रहे हैं, कर्म से ऊब गया. माला फेरते फेरते ऊब गया.
नहीं, माला करते करते तो नहीं होगा.
अभी नहीं हुआ, अभी इसका तो भक्ति के स्तर में है, अभी स्तर में है, लेकिन कर्म से ऊब गए हैं. ठीक है, तो वो कर्म छूटने की यही होता है. आप विधि से प्राप्त कर्म को कीजिए. यू फर्स्ट डू, स्टार्ट टू डू. डूइंग ऑटोमेटिकली दैट कम्स फ्रॉम इनसाइड एंड इट विल स्टॉप ऑटोमेटिकली. जस्ट लाइक इज एन एग्जाम्पल, a simple example. The clock is going on and on. Once the battery is over, what happens? It will stop. How much karma is necessary for your antakarana shuddhi that you cannot decide by yourself. Once the necessary karmas are done, that much which is essential for antakarana shuddhi, for the next step, how much is necessary, that much if you have done, automatically you will get inside, from inside there will be vairagya towards karma, and your mind will go towards bhakti.
लेकिन फिर अहंकार में जागृत हो जाता है, अगर किसी ने कुछ टोचा मार दिया.
That means still it's not complete. Bhakti will purify that. Bhakti will purify that further. Therefore, upasanas is very much essential. Because a viraktas ahankara is the most dangerous ahankara. हमने कर्म से विरक्त हो गया, अभी शरीर से तो विरक्त नहीं हुआ. अब आचार्य शंकर तो कहते हैं उपदेश शास्त्री, if you read, it says a person who has not got vairagya about it from his body should not be given Vedanta. उसको वेदांत को उपदेश ही मत दो बोला. जो अभी शरीर के प्रति प्रेम, शरीर के प्रति मोह जिसमें है, उसको वेदांत को उपदेश भी नहीं देना बोला. इतना आसान थोड़ी है ये वेदांत. इसलिए अब हम यही कहते हैं कि आप सुनिए, बीज बो लीजिए. कभी बारिश होएगा परमात्मा की कृपा की, गुरु की कृपा की, तब अपने आप मोक्ष नाम का फसल उगेगा. अभी ये मान के चलिए कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. सुन रहे हैं, सुनिए. श्रद्धावन लभते ज्ञानम तत्पर संयत इंद्रिय. ठीक है, तत्परता नहीं है, संयत इंद्रिय नहीं है, श्रद्धा तो है, तो श्रद्धा से सुन लीजिए बस. बाकी भगवत कृपा गुरु कृपा पर छोड़ देना. जब शुरू में हम लोग जब वेदांत पढ़े भी नहीं थे, मैंने पढ़ने के क्रम से, वैसे तो बचपन सुने बात अलग चीज़ है, लेकिन जब पढ़ने की बात आई, बनारस में कई विद्वान हमको सुनाना चाहते थे वेदांत. तो हम गए उनके पास. सुब्रमण्य शास्त्री जी बहुत बड़े, जितने भी महेश इंस्टीट्यूट के बुक सब उन्होंने ही एडिटिंग किया है, वो बुलाए हमको. वहाँ गए, महाराज नमस्कार हुआ, सब कुछ हुआ. उन्होंने बोले कि हम आपको वेदांत पढ़ाना चाहते हैं. तो मैंने, गुरु जी यदि वेदांत पढ़ने का चीज़ है तो हम आपसे ज़रूर पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि आप पढ़ाना चाहते हैं. यदि पढ़ने का चीज़ है तो हम जरूर आपसे पढ़ेंगे बोल के चले आए. उनको समझ में समझ नहीं आया, बहुत बाद में समझ में आई. करीब 15-20 दिन बाद जब समझ में आए क्या बोल गया है, फिर मेरे को बुलाया. कहते तुम बहुत चालाक हो. मैंने, गुरुदेव मैं चालाक नहीं हूँ, आपने जो शब्द बोला है मैं पढ़ाऊँगा, और वेदांत पढ़ने की चीज़ होगी तो मैं जरूर आऊँगा. मैंने कहाँ गलत बोला? फिर वेदांत पढ़ोगे नहीं? कहते नहीं, वेदांत सुनने की चीज़ है, मैं सुनूंगा केवल. जो पढ़ेगा वो पढ़ के डाल देगा, पढ़ डाला, खत्म. जो सुनेगा तो कुछ अंदर रहेगा. बाकी सब दर्शन पढ़ने का है, पढ़ के छोड़ने का है, इन्हें पढ़ के अंदर रखने का है. इसलिए हमने कहा कि ये हम पढ़ेंगे नहीं, और आप पढ़ाना चाहते तो इसलिए हम आपसे सुन नहीं सकते. क्योंकि मुझे पढ़ना नहीं। फिर और महात्मा थे, वो बुलाए भारती जी वहाँ ललिता घाट पे, तो उन्होंने कहा कि भैया आपने बहुत सब दर्शन पढ़ लिया, आप सुनना है कि आगे वेदांत पढ़ना चाहते हो? कहते महाराज मैं वेदांत तो पढ़ना ही नहीं चाहता। अरे कैसे महात्मा हो, वेदांत पढ़े बिना महात्मा कैसे? मैंने कहा हम तो ऐसे ही महात्मा रहना चाहते हैं कि वेदांत पढ़े नहीं समझाओ तब ऐसे नहीं हो सकता। तो वेदांत परिभाषा क्यों पढ़ा? योगेंद्रांश से वेदांत परिभाषा पढ़ा, फिर क्यों पढ़ा? कहते हमारे जो पढ़ने लायक ग्रंथ पढ़ लिया, और अब तो सुनने लायक ग्रंथों में मैं सुनना चाहता और पढ़ाना चाहती तो विरोध हो गया, इसलिए मैं आपसे भी नहीं पढ़ सकता, छोड़ दिया। 3 विद्वानों में से वैसे हुआ। फिर चौथे में महाराज जी गए, अपने ओंकारेश्वर वाले रामानंद जी महाराज, इनके पास गए, प्रणाम नाम किया, और बहुत लोग मिलते रहते हो, एक पता क्यों आया मालूम था नहीं, चुप थे हो। उन्होंने कहा महाराज जी सुना है कि आप ब्रह्मसूत्र शुरू कर रहे हैं। हाँ शुरू कर रहा हूँ, शुरू कर। मैंने इन्हें कहा हाँ पढ़ा रहा हूँ, इन्हें पढ़ाई शुरू कर, नहीं कहा शुरू कर रहा हूँ। मैंने कहा क्या मैं भी सुन सकता हूँ? हाँ सुन सकते हैं, सुनिए। लेकिन न्याय मीमांसा से तर्क नहीं करना, हम उतना नहीं जानते। हम तो जानते थे पहले से, न्याय मीमांसा सब पढ़ चुका है, ये कहीं ना कहीं पूछ डालेगा उल्टा सीधा तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी। मैंने कहा महाराज मैं तो सुनने आया हूँ तो पूछूंगा क्यों? मैं नहीं पूछूँ, कोई शब्द समझ में नहीं, अर्थ समझ में नहीं, कोई पंक्ति नहीं लग रही वो मैं बोलूँगा, बाकी आपसे कोई तर्क वितर्क सुनने आ रहा हूँ तो कहाँ से बोलूँगा? बोलिए ठीक है। फिर पढ़ाई शुरू हो गई, गुरु सुना रहे, चला सुन रहे हैं, काम चल रहा है। तो ये चीज़ ही ऐसा है अद्वैत ज्ञान, ये पढ़ने का चीज़ ही नहीं है। सबसे पहली बात है आत्मावार श्रोतव्य, पठितव्य नहीं बोला है। आत्मावार श्रोतव्य मंतव्य नित्यासन तो पठितव्य। तो ये विचारणीय विषय बन जाता है कि हम किस भाव से किसको ग्रहण कर रहे हैं। लोग वेदांत सुनते हैं, लेकिन किस भाव से ग्रहण कर रहे हैं, विच वे वी आर ग्रास्पिंग थिंग्स, व्हाट इज अवर मोटिव बिहाइंड इट, दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट। Why we want to listen Vedanta? Studying Vedanta is totally wrong. Listening Vedanta also depends on why, for what purpose. Listening without Antakarana Shuddhi also does not matter. Everything depends on the motive behind your listening. You might be karma nirapeksha, given up everything, taking sannyas and listening. It does not matter. Just because you have taken sannyas and listening Vedanta, the Shastras never give a guarantee that you will get moksha. No. Sannyas is a door, broadly opened, closely opened for Vedanta Shravanam. Not for moksha. There is no relationship between moksha and sannyasa at all. When a grahastha can attain moksha, brahmachari can attain, vanaprastha can attain moksha by through Vedanta. If it is ashrama process, has no relation with moksha. Jnanadeva tu kaivalyam, na to ashramat kaivalyam. Jnanadeva tu kaivalyam. Eva has been told that. Jnanat eva. त्याग तो संन्यास में भी है, त्यागात शांतिर अनंतरम. So the purpose has to be understood properly. That's why it says Advaita Vijnanat Anyatra Atyantika Nishisa Prapti न च Advaita Vijnanat Anyatra Atyantika Nishisa Prapti Syat. Other than this Advaita Vijnana, there is no other way or method of attaining that highest human goal called liberation. Advaita Vijnanat Anyatra. Other than this Advaita Vijnana, non-dual self-knowledge. Advaita is non-dual, Atma is self, Vijnana is knowledge. the non-dual self-knowledge. Other than this, there is no other method, there is no other sadhanam, there is no other instrument, there is no other way of attaining the atyantik nishresa praptihi. Vakshatihi. It is told very clearly. Athay anyatha to vidur anya rajanaste kshayaloka bhavanti. Viparyecha saswarat bhavati iti. Because told in this Chandogya Upanishad, Athay anyatha ato viduhu. So athay anyatha ato viduhu. Those people, ye means those people who ato anyatha have contrary knowledge to this non-dual knowledge. That is, those who are depending upon the duality, which is very much necessary to perform the rites. Those people, Anya Rajanaste, they will be under the rule of somebody else, some other king. Who is that other king? Brahma. Who will be king again, birth and death cycle. Anya Rajana, he will be ruled by another king, the ruler. Who is the other king? Lord Brahma. He will be ruling on you again and again and giving birth and death. And what will you? Kshayaloka bhavanti. Therefore, they will be always attaining those worlds which are decayable. The decaying worlds. That means the worlds will not decay. You will go there and come back because of the virtues getting exhausted. So, viparyecha. And on the other hand, what you see? Saswarat bhavati. A person who has attained this non-dual self-knowledge, what is he? He is a sovereign. Saswarat bhavati. Swam prakasha bhavati. Rajridipto. Atma prakasha sthit hoga. He is experiencing his own self as the pure light. Always Brahman is given the similarity, the simile is with light. Why? You see, the light is one, always white, silver white. But it contains 7 colors. The spectrum theory of C.V. Raman. It comes out 7 colors. You see the Indradhanush outside. The rainbow. So where it came from? It is within that light. Just manifests also due to certain external conditions. Similarly, this world is also within the Brahman itself. It manifests in front of you due to your own karmas. That's why it's given always to a pure light. Saswarat bhavati, pure light bhavati, swarat. The sovereign, it is actually the word used here. But this thing happened when? You see in Anandagiri there is one shloka. Moksharthi na pravarteta tatra kamya nishiddhayoho nitya naimitike kuryat pratyavaya jihasaya. Moksharthi na pravarteta kamya nishiddhayoho. A person who desires to attain liberation should never do such rites which have been asked not to be done. Nishiddha karma. And should never do with kamana, with desires, fruitful actions, should never be done. Kamya nishiddhayaha na pravarteta. Never should do. But nitya naimitike kuryat. A person who wishes to desire liberation should always do his nitya karma and naimittika karma. Naimittika karma means occasional actions. Nitya karma, obligatory actions. Nishiddha karma, prohibited actions. And prayaschitta karma is called expiatory action. These are to be done without an error, without missing, according to your ashrama and according to your status and according to your varna. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. In which Varna you are, which Ashrama you are, and what is the status of sadhana. Depending upon the guidance of the Guru, we should be doing the Nitya Naimitya until
जो जिज्ञासु है उसे तो न पाप की चिंता है, न आश्रम धर्म की, न कुछ।
यही तो गलत है, यही उल्टा खोपड़ी में भर दिया लोगों ने, इसलिए तो गिरावट होता है। उसको बोल दिया तुम ब्रह्म, तुम्हें जरूरत नहीं है।
इसको नहीं, जिसको जिज्ञासा की पीड़ा है,
जिसको भी जिज्ञासा भी छोड़ नहीं सकता है नित्य नैमित्तिक कर्म को। ये तो बार बार पहले ही बोला, छोड़ना नहीं है, छूटना है। लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस। यू आर गिविंग अप and it's winding up from within. Circumstances make you to give up. That's wrong. Circumstances are forcing you. For that reason you want to take sannyas, you want to give up karma. It's wrong. But if the vairagya for karma comes from within, then does not matter. You are giving up. It's not you are giving actually, it is winding up from within. The desire to do nitya naimitya karma also goes out, blows out. Means automatically drops off. It gets detached. Just like a light without the fuel, it goes out. The vasana of karma is there until it is there. If you give up forcibly, then you will get rebirth to do those vasanas. The vasanas, the inherent impressions should be exhausted, which can be exhausted by prarabdha karma for itself. It will happen. It is not to be done. It will happen automatically. A person when he gets to the next stage, he gives up the previous stage. It's called Jaluka Nyaya. Jaluka Nyaya. You know what is Jaluka Nyaya? Jong hote hain? They go like this. They catch the next step first, then they leave the next. The previous one. Huh? I don't know what they say in English for that. It's all, most of the animals and the plants and all that happen rainy season a lot. If you walk, they stick to you and suck the blood. They suck the blood also. Jigni. In Kannada they say jigni. So, similarly, you catch the next step. The previous step is automatically left. Will you not give it? We are knowingly living. That's the mistake that we are doing. You think that it's not needed. Because I want to learn Vedanta, so I don't want to do this. That's wrong. There's no obstacle or there's no virodha. There's no opposite direction, digression in between Vedanta and doing nitya naimitya karma. That's why it's moksharthi nitya naimitya karma kurya. There's no virodha in this. You be doing nitya naimitya karma, go on studying Vedanta, practice Vedanta also, things will be automatically fettering off you. Just like there's another example given here, there's a kenchi, the snake gives up its skin. It comes out of the burrows, the skin is there, it's gone out. It does not try to give up that skin. It does not work anything, it does not do anything. That time is expired of that skin. The snake comes out of the burrows, leaving behind its dried skin. Similarly, here also it happens. You go into the next step. The previous things which has to be given up will automatically go out of you. This automatic step-by-step movement should be let to happen. If you try to do, this is the next step, I'll do it. So then you're wrong. You know the last step, if you want to just fire, it's wrong. So that is why you know every step, but do that step in which you are and let things happen. Sviparyecha saswarad bhavati iti. This is the most important point here where Chandra says you cannot give karma also being a moksha.